The Armourer and Bo-Katan sitting in a tree. Slaying. Slaying the outfits, slaying the competition, and literally slaying Imperials. Gotta love it. So, The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 8, Season Finale. Yep, for a while people listened to my opinions on politics and appreciated my opinions on hip-hop, and I'm finding that these days I'm filling my time with more nerdy pursuits, things from Star Wars to Marvel, MCU, and comics as well. So as much as I intend to restart my online book club, and as much as I'm going to continue to make hip-hop, talk about hip-hop, live within politics and talk about politics, I'm going to focus on some nerdy stuff, and I'd like to start with the Season 3 finale of The Mandalorian. So throughout the season, quite a lot of people, a lot of people were disappointed that there was no fight for the Darksaber, but the Darksaber getting handed over shows growth in the Mandos, as they kept fighting over it for years, but Bo and Din found a peaceful solution. A lot of people seemed to rag on this decision because they wanted more drama and violence, but this was a better lesson, I think. If you want to see people fight over the Darksaber, it's in Clone Wars and it's in Rebels, and it would have just been treading the same ground. They clearly initially intended Gideon to be setting up Snoke clones in the first season and second season, but they changed their minds and want to save the Snoke thing to Hux Senior, because General Hux's father was in the previous episode, and save Snoke, the Snoke cloning. Somehow Palpatine returned for maybe for the Ahsoka show. I'm not sure whether Grand Admiral Thrawn will be in support of that, because traditionally he's been on his own mission and he might not be that up for bringing Palpatine back. So yeah, most of us were wrong about the spies. The previous episode was called The Spies. We only got one overt spy, Elias Kane, I think, or Elia Kane. So, but maybe the producers of The Mandalorian made the mistake. Why was the previous episode called Spies, plural? Who were they referring to? Kane and Gideon? Perhaps we read too much into it. Axe and the Armourer were both heavily suspected for various reasons, but it's kind of pointless speaking about that now, because Axe and the Armourer both had heroic moments against the Imperial Remnant in the end, and the Armourer is now one of my favourite characters, as some of her fight scenes were absolutely epic. So yeah, what an epic finale. We didn't get any cameos, no Ahsoka, no Ghost Crew. I wanted the Ghost Crew, and I wanted Ahsoka just because I like Ahsoka as a character, and I like lightsaber scenes. But in the end, it's probably for the best, because we don't want to be relying on cameos to make The Mandalorian. And also, Din got a chance to shine and kick some butt again, thankfully, because he was in danger of being outshone by Bo throughout the season as well, which some people had a problem with. I didn't so much. I'm not so worried about the MCU or Disney so woke, and I quite like strong female characters. I mean, Star Wars has had strong female characters literally since the first minutes of the first movie. In A New Hope, it starts with Princess Leia standing up to a fascist dictator who stands like a foot taller than her. But yeah, it was good to see Din. He had a John Wick moment with his hallway fight scene with the ray shields. I was getting big A New Hope vibes in the first half with Din and Grogu sneaking around an Imperial facility, and I was getting big Phantom Menace vibes with the ray shields, and I was getting big John Wick vibes with his hand-to-hand combat, and when he escaped being a prisoner, and the hand-to-hand combat and the neck shots between the armor, very John Wick. Yeah, well, I thought the fight scenes were amazing. Some people ragged on it a bit, I've noticed, but yeah, I loved it. Bo and the Armorer flying through the air, wrecking crews with the light's Darksaber and the Armorer's tools. And yeah, I loved Axe's heroic dive out of the crash landing starship. No, it was great. It was great. And the end was super cute, like a proper daddy moment for Din. Daddy Din, Jarin, and the former foundling, now apprentice, Din Grogu. So yeah, personally, totally satisfied. 9 out of 10 for the Mandalorian Season 3 finale from Kev. And yeah, there might be comic reviews. There will be. I'll definitely do Ahsoka reviews when that begins. And yeah, I think the next MCU property is either the Marvels or the Skrulls. So yeah, probably gonna rant about those. So yeah, that was my personal opinion. I loved the finale. How much I didn't like the season as much as the previous 2 seasons, but I don't hate on it as much as a lot of the other reviewers. I still really enjoyed season 3, but yeah, it's hard to compete with Ahsoka's appearance and Luke's appearance in season 2. And season 1 was just grittier in a lot of places. But yeah, those last 2 episodes made a big difference for me, as far as my overall opinion of the season's concerned. So yeah, that's KP Kev the Poet talking about Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 8, the season finale. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Stay blessed. One love. Peace.